I know this is going to be a little bit hard to read because it's on the computer and the light isn't that great right now, but we're going to do the best we can. Okay, so the first one in bold, we have that the blues and jazz are the first truly American musical forms. So let's look at the whole sentence. Many argue that the blues and jazz are the first truly American musical forms. So the subject, what is the sentence about? Many. What is the many doing? They're arguing. What are they arguing? That the blues and jazz, etc. So this is the direct object. So what did we just learn? A direct object is a noun. So we have a clause that is functioning as a noun. So that would be your subordinate noun clause. Okay? Okay, the second one, the bold type is with its origins in slave narratives, the blues took root during the 20s and 30s. So with its origins in slave narratives, we have something that's set apart from the whole sentence. It tells us something about the whole sentence. That would be your absolute phrase. Okay? All right, so let's see. The next one, C. Our bold type is during the 1920s and 30s. So during is a preposition, so we know this is a prepositional phrase. Okay, the next one, we have during the 1920s and 30s, as African-American composers, musicians, and singers performed in the cabarets and clubs of Harlem. So that whole thing tells us what? It tells us when. The blues took root during the 1920s and 30s. When or how? As African-American composers, etc. So that is an adverbial clause. Okay? Okay, so the next one, we have just jazz by itself is bold. So jazz has its origins. What is the sentence about? It's about jazz. So we know jazz is the simple subject. Okay, the next one, we have Elvis Presley, who emerged on the nation's airwaves in the mid-1950s with such hits as Heartbreak Hotel, Don't Be Cruel, and All Shook Up. Okay, so Elvis Presley, comma, who emerged, blah, blah, blah. This is describing who Elvis Presley is. It's renaming Elvis Presley, so that would be in a positive. I know the example that we showed earlier was just one word, but it can also be more than one word. Okay, so that one is your positive. Okay, the next one, the bold type is were expressing. Americans were expressing. So who is the sentence about? Americans. What were they doing? They were expressing. Simple predicate. That's what that is. Okay, the next one, we have today, thanks to recording technology, we have easy access to our country's rich musical history. Okay, that one is just active voice. And I think I might have missed something here. We have simple predicate. This one is active voice. Okay, so it just tells us what is the sentence about we, what do, we have, and the subject is the one with the action, so that's sticking to that one. I think I might have skipped one, but that's okay. Okay, so this next one, let's see, what is bold? Music. Music is what's bold here. So we can still appreciate the music. What do we appreciate? The music. So the music is the direct object. Okay, and the last one, what we have here is forms. Many argue that the blues and jazz are the first truly American musical forms. Many argue, what do they argue? That the blues and jazz are the first truly American musical forms. So we have blues and jazz are, we have a be verb. What are they? They're forms. All this, the first truly American musical, those are all adjectives describing forms. Okay, so forms then would be a subject complement. Okay, so that's the end of that. I hope that that quick little introduction helped you guys understand the different parts of the sentence that we were talking about and how that happened on the quiz, how you got what you got, etc. I hope that that just clarified some things for you. Obviously, you are probably not going to get a degree in grammar and you may not need all of this stuff, but it's good to understand how a sentence works because as you understand how a sentence works, it helps you to write better.